I used to think promises could save people, that if two hearts swore never to repeat the same mistakes, somehow love would protect them from the storm. But I learned promises are only as strong as the people keeping them. My name is Naomi Carter. I'm 36 years old, a wife, and a mother of two. Zara, who's 12 and has her father's temper, and Miles, who's 7 and still believes hugs can fix anything. We live in a small house on the south side of Atlanta, the same neighborhood I grew up in, where folks still wave from their porches and gossip travels faster than church bells on Sunday morning. I met Derek when I was 19. He was the kind of man who made you feel seen. Tall, easy smile, soft-spoken, but sure. When we met, I was working 2 shifts, mornings at a diner and nights at a nursing home, and he used to come sit at my section every night, ordering the same thing: sweet tea, extra lemon, and a slice of peach pie. He'd say, "You look tired, but beautiful tired." I used to laugh at that. Beautiful tired, like there was something sweet about surviving. We fell hard. We talked about everything: our dreams, our parents, the kind of love we wanted. Both of us had come from homes cracked open by pain. His daddy drank, mine disappeared. We made a promise, right there on my mama's front porch, that we would never let our kids grow up the way we did. No yelling, no leaving, no cold nights filled with silence. We'd love each other loud, even when it hurt. The first few years were magic. We built everything from scratch: our first car, our first home, even our first baby crib from Craigslist. We were broke but happy. I used to catch him in the mirror brushing his beard before work, whispering to himself, "We're gonna be all right." And somehow we were, until life started pressing harder. Bills stacked up, his job at the warehouse cut hours, and I had to pick up night shifts again. We barely saw each other, just exchanged sleepy kisses and quick goodbyes. That's how it starts, you know. Not with fights, but with distance. Then came the night, everything cracked. He came home late, past midnight. The kids were asleep. I was sitting on the couch, waiting. When I asked him where he'd been, he said, "Don't start, Naomi, I'm tired." Something in his tone, something cold, made my heart drop. I said, "You don't get to talk to me like I'm one of your coworkers." And he said, "Then stop acting like my boss." That's when I knew something was changing. We yelled, said things we couldn't take back, and in the silence that followed, I heard it, the sound of our promise breaking. He stayed quiet. I stayed hurt. And our home, the same one filled with laughter, turned heavy with unspoken things. Zara started sleeping in my bed again. Miles asked why Daddy didn't eat dinner with us anymore. I didn't have answers, only excuses. Then, one morning, my best friend Tasha called. Her voice was shaking. She said, "Naomi, you need to sit down." I did. And that's when she told me she saw Derek at a restaurant, holding another woman's hand. My body went numb. You hear about that kind of pain, the one that doesn't even let you cry at first. You just freeze. He came home that night like nothing happened. I looked at him, at the man I built a life with, and said quietly, "Just tell me the truth." He didn't deny it, didn't fight. He just said, "I didn't mean for it to happen, Naomi. I'm sorry." That's the thing about betrayal. It never happens by accident. It's a choice made in silence, over and over again. I kicked him out that night, told him to leave. I packed his clothes in a trash bag and left it by the door. He begged, cried even, but I was too broken to care. All I could see was the little girl in me, promising never to let a man make her mama's mistakes. And there I was, reliving them. Weeks went by. I went on autopilot. Work, kids, home, repeat. I smiled when I had to, but every night I'd sit in that dark living room and wonder, how did we get here? How did the promise die? Then one night, Miles got sick. High fever, shaking. I panicked. I called Derek. He drove straight over, still in his work uniform. The whole night, We sat side by side at the hospital, watching monitors beep and doctors come in and out. And for the first time in months, I saw the man I married again. Scared, soft, human. When Miles finally fell asleep, Derek looked at me and whispered, "I know sorry don't fix it, Naomi, but I'm trying to be better. Not for me, for them." Something in me cracked open that night. Not forgiveness, not yet, but a beginning. Like the first bit of sunlight after a storm. The next few weeks, he started showing up more. For the kids. Then for me. He'd fix things around the house, make dinner, help with homework. At first, I didn't trust it. I thought it was guilt. But I saw something different. Change. Real change. Not words, but actions. Still, I was afraid to love him again. Because love meant risk. Love meant trusting that the same person who hurt you won't do it again. One night, after putting the kids to bed, I sat him down. I said, "Derek, I don't know if I can love you the same." He said, "I don't want the same, Naomi. I want better." We started going to counseling, started praying together again, started laughing again, little by little. It wasn't easy. Healing never is. But I realized something. Forgiveness isn't saying what they did was okay. It's saying I choose peace over pain. I choose to stop bleeding for what cut me. A few months later, we renewed our vows, quietly, in our backyard, with just the kids. Zara held the flowers, Miles read a verse he wrote himself, and when Derek said, "I promise to love you loud," I finally believed him. Sometimes I still think about that porch, the night we made that first promise. We were young and hopeful. We broke it once, but maybe that's what love really is, breaking and rebuilding, again and again, until it becomes something stronger, something real. My name is Naomi Carter, and this is the story of how I learned forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering and still choosing love. Thank you for listening to this SoulSpeak story. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little healing today. Until next time, keep speaking from your soul.